Yo everybody, it's Pandy, and where the fuck you been, motherfucker? You should've been playing World of Tanks. Shit just got real. If any of you guys been wondering, it's been crazy up in here. I've been working like a madman with a fuel tank full of caffeine and nicotine. In the great words of Laws, I don't mean to be more of an asshole than I already am, but I kinda wish you got fired. Man, I feel the same way. But them strippers and hookers ain't cheap, dog, and plus that World of Tanks gold and those gold contests don't pay for themselves. Broke pimps can't be pimping without pimpster cash, right, playa? Anyways, this video has been a long time coming, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to do videos as of late. Like I said, I've been working like a crazy man, and everything else around me has been crazier, and it's just getting crazier. But I want to go ahead and do this video even though it's a day late, but here's a little something for you guys who love the Lorraine. Information a little scarce, managed to pull something together, and here we go. So, like I said, the video is going to be about the Lorraine, as proposed to replace its aging fleet of tanks after the start of the Cold War, the end of the World War II. The French were looking for a new main battle tank and heavy tanks with advanced futures. There's been already many attempts to develop a new tank after the Second World War, and during this time, the AMX-50 project was well on its way. Most designs were weighing at around 55 tons, all featuring the oscillating turret and auto loaders. These turrets basically lack the conventional gun mantlet that allows you to remove a human loader to save space and to make the tank's profile smaller and basically allow for one less person to be crammed into the turret. Out of all of these, the AMX-50 variant called the Char Lorraine was developed in the early 50s to be the medium tank of the AMX-50 series. One prototype was built with an oscillating turret armed with the SA's 4700mm main gun weighing in just at 39.7 tons. It was able to push a max speed of 60 kilometers an hour. The machine was going to be powered by a German engine, a biatch 12-cylinder 850 horsepower engine. Gearbox was also with German origins, also equipped to the chassis with 10 independent road wheels. Basically, the road wheels were unpuncturable tires that they allow for tracks to be mounted along with. This basically allows very much even pressure onto the ground so that they can roll a lot faster, makes the tank a lot faster, and simply put, more economical. However, these tires, when fired at, will explode, and you know what happens to tires when you put a bullet through it. They kind of explode, kind of. There was also a prototype tank destroyer finished in 1942, basically fitted with a 100mm main gun and also weighing in at about 25 tons. The overall project was discontinued due to the overall advancement of shaped charges and infantry-based anti-tank weapons. The need for better protection against these systems was deeply needed under basically the constraints of, the Soviets in the long haul and being able to be a functional participant in NATO. There isn't really all that much information about the Lorraine, just a heads up. There was no real development history for the Lorraine. It was just simply a variant of the AMX-50 project. Once I do a video on the AMX-50 120, I'll go ahead and get into the deeper history in regards to everything else. This is basically a side project off of that project. So there you guys go. It's not much information, but hopefully, you guys find it interesting. Now, within World of Tanks, the Lorraine is a mean killing machine. If you guys haven't already known, the Lorraine was meant to be the tier 9 medium tank, but it was found during public testing that it would be served functioning better as a tier 8. Now, the firepower on the Lorraine with the 100mm main gun is able to melt targets in a matter of 20 seconds. You're able to actually fire all 6 rounds within 20 seconds, and within those 20 seconds, a total damage of about 1800 points. The gun can pin many targets at a great distance without the need to flank and bust your balls. Now, it does have trouble against a lot of tier 9 and 10 targets with much thicker armor and better slope than, let's say, the tier 7 targets, but it's still able to pretty much dish out the damage and pin a lot of targets and even put those tier 10s at the red. Now, the biggest disadvantage that the Lorraine has is overall armor layout, or the lack of armor should be the more correct thing to say. Even worse when it comes to the AMX-50 100, where you might be able to deflect some oddball tier 5 rounds. The Lorraine will just simply get raped by the oddball T-50 from time to time. While many other tier 8 medium tanks don't have to really worry too much about this during sniper matches, a small round will basically destroy you. Those tier 8 other medium tanks will deflect a round or two basically from a Panzer IV, but when the Lorraine takes them, it eats them like dinner. It'll just take it, eat it, and die. That's basically the overall price you have to pay for a very good firepower and mobility from the weak ass armor, just simply the inability to brawl. There's no real weak spots on this tank, and because of its weak armor, makes you very susceptible to artillery fire. Getting one-shotted by a S51 is a bit disheartening, but you grow to live with it if you play this tank on a more of a regular basis. Now, the mobility on this bad boy is just one of the last great advantages that this tank happens to have, and the reason why they seem overpowered. It can reach a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour without much debate. Also turns on a dime, but at your top speed, the Lorraine does fly down the road or valley or field like a whale trying to turn in the ocean. So if you want to make really tight turns, you just simply need to let off the accelerator and make that turn and hit the accelerator once you completed it. It's a game winner when it comes to overall mobility if you're comparing it to other tier 8 medium tanks, shooting and gunning and running like a real Frenchman. Seems like wargaming allows us to embrace our inner Frenchism when it comes to this, so the mobility is class A and really good, especially if you're trying to run for your life when you emptied all your magazines. All in all, the Lorraine can be very fun and frustrating to play. It does come with a great gun and great mobility, but the armor is what kills it for me from time to time. At least with the Pershing T-44 and the Panther II, you're capable of deflecting some incoming rounds from time to time. With the French bastard that we can call a tier 8 medium tank, can't do this purely for historical reasons and gameplay balancing. Part of the reason why that this tank seems overpowered is the auto-loading 100mm main gun, mobility, and hit points. Honestly believe the root cause of all this is simply because people don't know how to kill them. You need to hunt these tanks down in packs, you never do it alone. There's a good old tactic called mass fire where everyone fires at a single tank until it dies, and once dead it can't do shit to your team until, comes out of battle and starts a new round. What you need to do is put all those rounds into one target and push his shit in before he can simply put all 6 of his rounds out towards you and run like a bitch. Most ideal tactic when it comes to dealing with these autoloaders is what I just explained, and that applies to any French tanks. It's just a Lorraine somewhat more because of its mobility and matchmaking value. So with that, the Lorraine is highly recommended to anyone who wants to play a unique tank that requires a lot of thinking and less conventional internet tanking tactics. You simply can't get hit, and you gotta play as if you're a thief. You have no armor, but you got the firepower and the ability to pretty much stab someone in the back with ease. So I get down to that part of the video that I'm sure you guys are missing since I haven't been posting videos, and that is the gold contest, of course. But before I really get down deep into it, I have went ahead and basically picked up 2 winners for my Twitter contest. I'll go ahead and put the names of the winners down below. Well, not exactly their full names, but I'll put pretty much what I think of them in down there as nicknames or stuff or something. So let's get to the part where I get to just give away some gold. To win said gold, you must be A, be subscribed to my channel, and B, post a comment down below maybe about the video question, which is, do you think the Lorraine 40t is overpowered? You guys already know what I think. I do not think it's overpowered. Maybe pretty damn good, and maybe a little bit of nerf might be needed. Maybe increase that reload rate just so that people quit bitching. But all in all, I don't think it really is overpowered. I think it's just right. People just need to learn how to counter this tank, which requires you not to run around by yourself and start working as a team for once. Hopefully that will get across. People need to basically learn how to play within a team atmosphere, and this is what the French tanks has forced people to do, is not to go out there all by themselves. However tempting it is and however stupid your teammates might be, stick with them, help them, and keep them alive, because the more shells that they can put out, the better probability that they're going to damage something, and the likelihood, the more damage you guys do, the more likely you guys are going to win. So that's all I gotta say. Sorry for disappearing, but work has just been crazy, and I'm going to jet because I gotta go take a dump. So maybe I shouldn't have said that. Fuck it, you guys don't give a shit. Well, anyways, you guys take it easy. I'm Pandy, and good hunting. Fuck you, Gumby.